again, Paladin Global Market. You know, I am always amazed at the amount of interest that I get from friends and family, and then their friends and their family, when they learn that I resell on eBay. It's really cool because instantly these people think of, oh my gosh, I have something that I need to sell. Can you sell this for me? Because they know that I've been doing this for years. Or they tell their friend or their family member, hey, she's been doing this, she can help you sell that item. So I have found that with eBay consignment sales, it's a great source of inventory for my business, where I can take my expertise of my years of experience by doing this business and help these people to be able to get rid of their items for a really great price. So eBay consignment sales is something where I have learned where you go out and you put the word out. You put the word out to your friends, family. You can put it online. I put it in my Facebook groups for like my neighborhood. You can put it on Craigslist. You can do these different types of ways to just say, hey, I resell on eBay. If you have anything that you want to resell, let me know. And as I started the video off saying, I'm always amazed at the amount of interest that I get on that. I actually have to limit the amount of times I put advertisements out there, and I'm talking about free advertisements out on social media and stuff, because think about it. Everybody has something they want to get rid of, something that has some value that's worth reselling. So this is some things I want you to think about and while you're setting up your own eBay business, because even if you don't have money to go out there right now and go buy a whole bunch of inventory at garage sales or thrift stores, or going to retail arbitrage, which is buying new and reselling online, but you have to do that. There's some more tips to that I'll show you in a different video. But even though you may not have a lot of cash at the beginning to get your eBay business started, this is a perfect way to do it. Now, I do want to preface this with, first, I want you to start selling your own things. Find some stuff around your own house that are good for reselling. If you're wondering, hey Michelle, how do I know if this is good to resell? I have videos on my channel that will help you. So please make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video if it's giving value to you. But I teach you and break it down step by step what to do and how to do it. So get your account going, start selling some things on eBay. Look at my video where I teach you how to know for sure with guarantee before you buy something whether it's a good item to resell on eBay. So once you get that started and you get your experience, then start sharing this with your friends and family. Say, hey, I can sell this for you on eBay. I can get you some money, and then then the adventure begins. So there are some things that you will want to watch when you're doing your eBay consignment business. You're going to want to, like with any business, you want to make sure that you communicate clearly ahead of the time before you accept these items from your friends or family, or from someone that's been introduced to you through those relationships. You'll want to make sure you set up clear expectations at the beginning. You're going to want to just go on and on a Word document, and you can make your own type of documentation on, this is my fee structure. This is what you can expect if you entrust these items to me, and then you'll want to keep a record of the items that you intake and agree to sell for them. I like to do a tiered type fee structure, where, for instance, if it's an item that will sell for up to $100, then I will charge a certain percent for that. If it sells from $100 to $300, you can do another level, which I would recommend you step it down just a bit. And then if it sells for $500 or more, then you can step it down as well. I've sold vehicles, I've sold, gosh, timeshares, I've sold many different things. So I base it on the cost of the item, the sale price of the item. Now, a thing that I have learned to do is make sure you want to take care of your customers. I know that's a moot point, but you really do. is a win-win. You can sleep at night, you know that you're giving them the best service possible, and in turn they're going to highly recommend you as well, and they will be your word of advertisement. So you're going to want to make sure that you lay out clearly ahead of time what they can expect from you, and then be diligent to keep to that. What I do after I've sold an item, I have a spreadsheet that I will go in and I'll put the consignment customer's name, the name of the item, how much they are approving for me to sell this item for. Then I'll put on there the sale price, including the shipping. Then I'll put on there the actual shipping cost, and I'll go over that in a little more detail in another video. I'll put on there the eBay fee that was charged, the PayPal fee, and then after that, that's when I take my percent off. It's off the net amount of the item. So this way too, if you've charged a little bit too much on your shipping, or if you estimated a little bit high, and there's any little difference in there, then that'll also go in part of your net profit. But don't try to make your money on your shipping. You just want to make sure you're not paying over what you estimated on shipping. But a lot of the times I'll find that it might be like 50 cents, $1, $3 that come into my net amount at the bottom line, and then all of that goes into your percent of what you get paid on. I have found Google Documents, the Google Sheets. It's fantastic because you can share a link with your consignment client, and you can go on there and you get their approval first. Hey, this is the value that I estimate this item to be. Do you approve it or decline it? They approve or decline it. And then I get started. Then I start taking the pictures. I'll start the listing, the descriptions. I handle any type of questions that I may have during the process of it being on eBay. And if the best offers come in, sometimes I won't do best offers. Like if the item's a little bit lower, I really don't want to budge because it's going to my low threshold of whether it's even a good item to resell for someone else. Then I won't put best offer on that listing. But if it is, so I will go through, if the best offer comes through on an item that is something that's a little bit higher that I've agreed to, that would be a good way to set this listing up. I will then directly contact the client and say, hey, do you accept this offer because it's a little bit lower than what we accepted, and then just go from there. Communication is key. I have found, I really genuinely think that majority of all people are really good-hearted people, and as long as they don't feel like they're being taken advantage of, that they're going to take care of you and they're going to be good to work with. So, but they need to have the information available from you. You're the expert, you're the professional. You need to make sure you are doing everything possible to be open and clear with them on what they can expect, what the market value is of this item. Oh, we have a potential buyer here. They would want to do this, this, and this. And then let them tell you what they're comfortable with. Then you're covered. Then you'll have a happy consignment client when you're done with that process. Now, one thing I have learned on the consignment model that I think it's really cute, that I've had many times where consignment clients will say, oh no, take your time, it's fine, I'm in no rush. But don't take that to heart. Don't let that slow you down in your normal intake process. Once you get those items back to your house, and just get started on them right away, because the customers will say that, but then they get really excited. Like they're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm gonna see my item on eBay, and this is fun to watch. So just a tip I have learned, even if they say, no, take your time, they get really excited after they release those items into your care, and they really do want to see it. Getting online quickly and see some action and get them some money back, and complete that process. So one little tip I've learned on that regards. Another thing is I get like an invoice book. And it's just something you can get from Office Depot, Walmart, Staples, anything like that. I'm sure Amazon, where it's the carbon papers. So when I go to pick up items or go to meet with a client and see if this is a good item to resell, I don't do the market research right there. I mean, if it's like 1 or 2 items, I might, if depending on the client. But if they're giving me a whole stack of things, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I record it. Like before I go, I have my business name, I have my contact information, I have their name and their contact information, their cell number and their email, because I want to be able to send them that link for the Google Doc once I get home and do the market research. And then I list every single item, and at the very bottom, I will have the client sign that I've received these items. Very important. It just takes away any gray area. Not only have I done this eBay business for over 15 years, I've been in the dental industry, gosh, since I was 15, and I'm a grandma of almost 4 babies now. So that kind of gives you an idea of my age. But I have had my dental career for many, many years, which I love and enjoy. But I have learned during that career as well that you need, if you're clear in the beginning, when you take on clients and you're clear as to what their expectations should be in you, then you're pretty much going to have a good experience. I mean, there's always these rare situations, and some people might be a little harder to work with than others, but all in all, if you're clear at the beginning, you lay it out black and white, you have them sign, please have them sign, because if anything ever goes awry later on, you can say, we reviewed this, it was right here, I'm so sorry if there was any misunderstanding. And then you want to also have them sign of the items that you received, because you're taking on these items, and if something happens and God forbid your house gets broken into, or I don't know, your dog, you put your item down low and your dog decides to chew on this item that's not yours, you're responsible. So you want to make sure that you're keeping good records of all of these things. Once I'm at a client's house and I record everything, I have them sign a form that says what my fee structure is, that they understand that they're not going to get charged if it doesn't sell. That's appealing to them, because they're looking at me as the professional to know my business and to know if this is a good item to resell or not. And then they know what to expect. I don't put timelines on my papers, not to say you shouldn't, and not to say I won't in the future. But like I said, I have a dental career too. I run 2 dental practices. So I have my hands a little full, as you could say. So I need to have a little more flexibility in that regard. Like I've reviewed in past videos, I have done this full time. I've done eBay reselling full time, and I have, I've done that for many years. And then once my daughter was old enough to go into school, then I returned to the dental industry, which is also something that I thoroughly enjoy. But I've also, I have just found that it is best to be upfront, to be clear, to be honest, but I don't set up my expectation. I don't put a timeline on the paperwork. Now, if you have a client that seems to be something of high interest to them and they have a deadline, or they need this money right away for some expense or something, then by all means do that, and then make sure that you can meet that timeline, or communicate during the process if for some reason you can't. So this is just some things that I have learned. I'm right now in the middle of getting things together for teaching others. I've always had so many people come to me for me to teach them how to do this on a more in-depth level, and that is in the process of being developed and refined. But right now I just wanted to give you a taste of what's out there for you. You can do this. Just don't be afraid. Get out there. Take daily steps towards your goal. Start learning the eBay business. And then don't be afraid to ask people or let them know, hey, I can resell your thing for you. And maybe start small. Maybe don't take on like I do. I'll fill up my car full of stuff when I go to a client's house. Maybe just do 1 or 2 items and kind of get a feel for the paperwork at the beginning and keeping track of your records, because once that item sells, then you need to go in and you'll give them a receipt and show them where, how much the item was and how much it sold for with a Google document. You can just print that out or share a link with them on that. And then you're going to have to give them a check. And you want to do a check, not cash. You want a record of your payment, because this is a business, and even though you may feel like, oh, nothing's going to go wrong here, this is Uncle Joe or whatever, I would still do a check. Just cover yourself. Just good business practices for your receipts and your records as well. So I hope this gave you some value today. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. I post videos at least 1 a week. And I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below. Let me know, is there some other things, is there questions about the items or the things I reviewed today? Please leave in the comments below. I will read and I will respond to those and address them in future videos as well. My heart's desire is to help you. I remember how liberating it was for me to be able to do this eBay business and work it up to full time so I could stay home with my daughter during those beautiful baby years where I can never get that time back. I cannot tell you how proud I am of myself, and it sounds like in a humble way. But I'm proud of myself for doing that, but it could have been a lot easier. There were a lot of things I did that cost extra money and it was more difficult. So I really do have a heart and desire to teach you to fast track this. So let me do that for you. Subscribe, stay tuned, continue watching my videos. I am here to help. So this is Michelle, Paladin Global Market. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.